I'm gonna need people to move out the way right now. I'm gonna need people to just chill out right now. This One Piece chapter got me so hyped. Got me so like, oh my gosh. Probably the best One Piece chapter of 2017 thus far. And I know we're early in still. We're only about, what, month 4 of 2017. But I would argue best chapter of 2017 thus far. One of the best chapters in a long time period. And honestly, for me, maybe people think differently. That's fine, you know, share your opinion as to why you think differently. But for me personally, I think this chapter solidified, and majority of the chapters, but this chapter in particular, 150% solidified. Whole Cake Island is indeed best arc of New World thus far. I mean, and if you're including Fishman Island, yeah, okay, that too. You know, since the time skip, we'll throw that. Like, better than Fishman Island, better than Punk Hazard, better than Dressrosa, and even though it was small, better than Zoe as well. Like, this arc just straight, oh my gosh, annihilated everything in this chapter. One of my favorite chapters of One Piece in a long time. Like, yeah, it got me that hype, and I'm so like, oh my god, Jinbei Brook, like, I guess let's start with this question as well. I gotta ask you guys, who rocked the chapter harder? Who stole the show? Who owned this chapter of One Piece? Was it Jinbei and all the badass shit that he did in this chapter? Like, oh, or was it Brook at the end? Because Brook has been on the sly being a real ass motherfucker. I mean, just think of all the things he's done. I mean, this motherfucker crept in bed with Big Mom, you know what I'm saying? And then him stealing the show at the end. Like, if it wasn't for Brook, a lot of the things that went right for our crew in this arc wouldn't have come to fruition because Brook just stole it. But let's start off in the beginning of the chapter because, yeah, a lot of shit happened. So, Luffy with his crazy plan to put a mirror in the cake and pop out of that shit with tons of animals with the clones and everything. Like, for Luffy, that's a pretty, it's funny, and you know, it is goofy and zany and all that shit you would expect from Luffy, but it also is kind of an intricate plan, in a sense, for Luffy anyway. Like, yeah, we're gonna use these animals and we're gonna use Brulee's powers to make them look like me, and we're gonna jump out of the cake and just start eating it. It's like, it's funny, and again, it goes 100% with Luffy's character, but it shows as well, and maybe it's just me that's reaching, but I feel as though it showcases a bit of Luffy even developing on the strategy side. Like, yeah, it's crazy, but also the amount of confusion that it would cause is great as well. Was Luffy thinking that far ahead? Maybe not, probably, again, because for a few chapters now he's been saying, I just want to do something hilarious. I got an idea, I want to do something hilarious. And it was hilarious, but also great strategy. Then again, Capone was like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, I feel as though that was some interesting stuff from Luffy, and intricate as well, because it's like, Luffy normally would just be like, yo, I'm just gonna eat the cake or something. Like, for him to come up with this whole thing, and yeah, pretty intricate for Luffy. Now, Pudding running away, and Sanji is probably gonna chase after her, I'm imagining. I'm not sure. It didn't look as though he ran completely after her, but he was like, Pudding, I'm scared. And the reason I'm scared is, putting into real world terms, right? The seduction of a woman, the love of a woman. A woman can really fuck your shit up, and you know, at the end of the day, you seen even leading up to, what was it, last week's chapter, Sanji was still in this delusion, almost in a psychosis of wanting this to be real, wanting Pudding to actually want him, even after what he knew that this woman was planning and plotting against him. He was still thinking like, man, you know, he still had the googly eyes. He still even complimented, saying, yo, that's beautiful to her third eye. Like, if it was me, even if I felt that that was beautiful, you think if I know this bitch is about to pull a trigger on my head, blow my brains out when I'm doing nothing wrong but being a decent guy, do you understand the magnitude of how foul I would have been? Like, yo, knowing that she's about to pull a trigger on me, she's about to kill me, I'll be like, yo, that shit is nasty. Like, yo, wife, like, I would have been savage as fuck because I know what her intentions are. Now, granted, things have probably changed. I don't think completely. I think there's a possibility that Pudding could try and pull one more over, because you gotta think, she's psychologically fucked up, and maybe I'm going a little too deep into this as well, but Pudding is fucked up here in la cabeza, in her head. She's cooked, right? Like, you know, she was picked on her whole life, so she's kind of like a bit batshit crazy. who's to say that she wouldn't try to use her powers on Sanji to get rid of that good shit that he said, or maybe change his mind so that she can feel justified in trying to kill him. Like, I hope that there's no moments, and it probably will happen, but I hope there's no moments of Sanji and Pudding being alone, because Sanji, at the end of the day, you could tell he's still feeling her regardless of what he knows she was gonna do to him, and he might fall for it and something bad happen to Sanji. Is he gonna die? Probably not. Could something really fucked up that'll scar him for life happen? Yes, that can happen, and whew, Sanji, just don't follow the booty. I understand it's tempting. I've done it myself. I follow the booty, but please, just no. Just no. And then, of course, Big Mom fat ass is going batshit over the fucking cake. Like her eyes are swirling and shit like that. Like, Big Mom is toasted. Like, all of her family is just toasted in the head. They're more fucked up than I don't even know what. Than the Daddy 05s. Oh, God, let me stop. But they're pretty fucked up, you know what I'm saying? Because she's just killing people, eating people's souls because she can't have the cake no more. The cake fell down. Luffy ate it all. And she's like, give me another cake. I'm like, yeah, it shows just really how distorted she is in the head, and she's fucked in the head bad. Like, she's eating the chefs because there's no more cake, and you can see that, honestly, Luffy's plan really did throw a lot of people off. The only one that really, because of his powers, because of his advanced haki, that he could kind of see a little bit into the future and shit like that, he can gaze into what's about to happen, is Dogtooth. Aside from Dogtooth, like, even Big Mom is like, which one's the real one? She just wants to throw some hands. She just wants to eat and kill right now because of that cake. So Luffy's method was really effective, even against Big Mom, because she's right now even in a state of shock and a state of rage and just like, what the hell is going on? And I felt as though this chapter, everyone was on savage times 1,000. Like, everyone, like, Capone is ready there. He's thinking strategically in his head. He got the goons with the fucking rocket launchers and shit. Like, he's savage. Then you even got Nami, Carrot, and Chopper. They're like, yo, we gotta get Sanji's back. We gotta do this right now. Yo, as soon as shit goes off, 3 seconds, we're out of this motherfucker. Like, everyone was on point. Dogtooth, everyone was just really savage. Like, I feel as though that's, to a certain degree, what made this chapter even more intense, even more hype and exciting. The fact that everyone was pretty much itching to throw hands and really go in. And I'm like, yes, 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 because we've had build-up, chapters upon chapters, months upon months of waiting to see when it all goes down, how everyone's gonna react. So you got Big Mom losing her shit. You got Luffy just being an asshole, eating all the cake with all the animals. You got Dogtooth fucking swinging his legs. Like, savage mode up. Even Gangsta Gastino, like, yo, quick claps for Gangsta Gastino, alright? Okay, it ain't no more about that Caesar clown. It's Gangsta Gastino, boy. Like, even him, they're crying. They're like, you're still a scumbag, but you make sure you hold up your end of the bargain. And it's like, he's gonna do what he needs to do. Like, at the end of the day, if things is going in the Straw Hats' favor, he's gonna continue on with their plan. However, if things look like they're going down the toilet, and maybe he could redeem himself against, you know, with Big Mom, he might do some fucked up shit too. I still don't trust that Gangsta Gastino as motherfucker. He's too savage. He's too mafioso. Like, what? And it was funny that Capone really doesn't understand Luffy. And I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta look at it. He looks at it from a business perspective, a strategic perspective. Like, Capone is a real gangsta-ass motherfucker. Luffy is just like, he's looking at him like, yeah, well, he's part of the worst generation. This was a master plan. He ain't gonna respond to you. This is great chaos right now. And then Luffy says, yo, it's me. That reaction, that panel of Capone's face, I was like, oh, priceless. Priceless. Like, I really hope when the anime gets to this portion, which God knows when that'll fucking happen, I really hope they don't drag this shit down, because this could be an incredible episode, because it was already lit as hell. It was amazing, this chapter, right? But imagine the emotion and the voices and the color and everything. Like, it's chapters like this that I just be like, please, even if it's just for this one, give us good pacing and a really fucking amazing episode, as I know Toei Animation can do. And speaking of Dogtooth, we just mentioned him a little bit ago. Dogtooth with the kick going in. He's very aware of everybody's plans, and we got a little bit more insight into his devil fruit. Now, I'm imagining the average person that doesn't really know about Japanese stuff that much, or doesn't really know about anime like that, they only check out One Piece, they might be a little bit confused. Essentially, his ability is kind of like a Japanese semi-sweet of like rice cake, I think, or something like that. So it's very sticky, and it's sticky to the point where if he hits you with it, it's gonna be nearly impossible, I'm assuming, to get out of it. And that's why Luffy was kind of stuck to the kick. And I guess like water is the only thing that can really like get it away. And I'm assuming that goes into the whole snack. Like it's so sticky that the only way to get it off your hands is to wash your hands off or something like that. I'm assuming that that's what it is and why Dogtooth's ability was like that. But you gotta think. So he's a Logia with a really interesting and weird fruit. But then also you gotta think, he has this incredible haki. Like, Dogtooth ain't nothing to fuck with. And I see why he's one of the top people in Big Mom's little army there. Because, like, look at what he got. Crazy Logia devil fruit power. He can see into the fucking future. He's a monster. Like, yo, Dogtooth, like, right now, oh my gosh. Oda, with the first actions that he really took in this one of really, you know, going in, I'm like, I'm already hyping off Dogtooth and I don't even know the motherfucker. Like, good shit. There was something I caught in there though, and maybe it's just a little thing that'll pass by. Maybe it'll be a little more insight into Mama's character. Maybe she was fronting. What I mean by that is she scolded Dogtooth. She said, yo, you dare a lowly child of mine to try and protect me? I think a part of that you can attribute to her pride. At the end of the day, Mama's prideful. Big Mom is a prideful ass bitch. I'm a Yonko. How dare you? But I wouldn't be surprised. Ever since the introduction of the Mother Caramel elements, you got to think a little more into who this person is and what her actions can be essentially attributed to. What if there's a possibility she's saying that and there is pride behind it and whatnot, but there could also be a possibility that maybe like she doesn't want anybody protecting her because if they die because of that, she'll maybe feel a certain way because of whatever happened between her and Mother Caramel. Maybe Mother Caramel died protecting Big Mom. Now, we know that Big Mom don't give a fuck in a sense regarding like she'll kill the children herself, but on a psychological standpoint, it could very well be that she don't care about killing them. It's just if somebody dies trying to save her that is a kid of hers, maybe she might care as well. And it's kind of making me really intrigued to find out the full-on backstory. And I'm sure Oda's gonna give it to us, and I'm sure it's gonna fucking hit us right in the motherfucking cocoa. We're gonna be like, oh no, Oda, no, put it back. But I'm pretty sure there's a big possibility that there's a real huge correlation between Big Mom's insanity and whatever the fuck happened with this Mother Caramel. And then Jinbei. Jin fucking Bay. Oh my gosh, Jinbei. He was fucking amazing in this chapter. I'm still on the fence. I'm being 100% honest with you, even though Brook did an amazing thing at the end, and if it wasn't for Brook, who knows how this would all turn out, but I gotta give the chapter to Jinbei. I'm being 100% honest to Jinbei in this motherfucking chapter. Let's talk between, first of all, taking the rap for what Capone actually did. And Capone was sweating there. I ain't gonna lie. You can see his motherfucker was like, no, don't say it was me, bro. Like, so he takes the rap for Capone. That's already like, holy shit, you know, that's some very blasphemous thing. Giving out information about the most nearest and dear thing to Big Mom, that fucking photo of Mother Caramel. So that's already like, ooh, Jinbei, you stepping into some dangerous waters right there. I'm already like, props to Jinbei. Props to fucking Jinbei. But then him saying, yo, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, stay or life, take my fucking life. I'm not staying here. And the lines, and I'm gonna read them. I don't give a fuck. I gotta read them. I need to read them. The lines of what Jinbei tells her and how he just, Big Mom was besmirched right now, okay? Like, let's read them. There is no way a man that intends to join the crew of the future Pirate King will cower to a mere Yonko. Oh, shit. Like, Jinbei should have just dropped the mic at that point. He should have fucking just dropped the mic, because I was like, that was probably the best moment in my opinion. Again, I know the Brook shit was hype as fuck, but that was my moment. That was the moment that I felt like, And let's talk real quickly about when he was gonna give up the life. And Big Mom tried to suck the life out of him, but nothing happened. Now, there was a little dialogue in there that said, well, oh my god, he's not scared, he's not cowering at all against Big Mom. Could that very well be the reason why she couldn't take out life? Because in order for her to steal or extract life from somebody, they have to be scared of her? Or, here's a crazy theory. What if the reason why Big Mom couldn't take out any life from Jinbei is because Jinbei doesn't have much life to give left? What if there's not enough to give this motherfucker? That shit right there, like, I felt as though death flags was waving, like, it was just a march of death flags. Motherfuckers was like, death to fragu, death to fragu. I was like, what if? Like, yo, what if Jinbei dies before? This is gonna go down as the best arc so far in the New World, and probably one of the best arcs in One Piece, period. Because I know a lot of people say, before the time skip was better than after the time skip, but I think that this is topping a lot of shit in the beginning of One Piece, or, you know, the first half of One Piece. I think that, especially chapters like this, if Jinbei goes down, like, it will be a meaningful death at this point. It won't just be death for the sake of, like, hey, we had to kill somebody or we want to do some hype. Let it be Jinbei. This was meaningful as fuck. And then the motherfucker sits down, pours her a cup of sake. He's like, okay, you know, I'll give you a drink to go, like, as a farewell. Thank you for everything you've done. I'm like, Jinbei, you savage, you animal, you amazing ass man. It reminds me of a moment in Fate Zero, and I know there's probably like 2 people watching right now that knows the fucking reference from Fate Zero, but when Ryder sat down and they had the king meeting or whatever, I think it was Ryder, Gilgamesh, and Saber, and he sat down, he owned Saber, he said, you're not a king. You're just a little girl scared, or something along the lines of that. That's what I felt. That's how impactful that moment when Jinbei poured the sake and was like, I'm out of here. And then Big Mom, of course, she's not hearing nothing of it, and comes with Zeus and Prometheus and is like, ah! Which was hype as hell because it shows she's just a disrespectful cunt. Big Mom is a big, fat, disrespectful piece of cunt ass shit. And then Brook with the sneak, which at first, I'm not gonna lie, I read that chapter, no lie, about 5 or 6 times before making this video. At first, I was like, what? Who is that? And then I look at the bubble, I'm like, yo ho ho, oh shit! Brook and Jinbei, absolutely amazing. Jinbei, personally, for me, better than Brook. And there's so many questions to ask, and I'm sure, like, you guys have a lot to say, so I'm not even gonna throw out all the questions. I'm not gonna lie. I just want to know what you guys thought of this chapter. Who stole the show, Jinbei or Brook? What the fuck is going on? Do you think Jinbei don't have life to give? And hey, I'm asking the questions, even though I said I wasn't gonna ask questions, but yeah, it's just absolutely insane. My score, in case you were wondering, in case you were thinking, maybe ForneverWorld might give this a 7 or an 8 or something. No, 10 out of 10, boy. 10 out of motherfucking 10. I loved it. Amazing. It's delivered. Oda built up and set up this arc and set up these moments, and they're delivering through the fucking roof. Bam, bam, bam. 10 out of 10. Amazing chapter. Loved it. If you're a One Piece fan and you're caught up and you haven't read it, you probably should do that. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And yo, Jinbei, you a real one. Brook, you a real one. Y'all did some work. Yeah. Hype shit.